Name 2 toxic fumes produced by ultraviolet light. Ozone, phosgene gas. What is the primary function? The shielding gas prevents atmospheric contamination. What is one of the 3 variables shielding gas can affect? Mode of metal transfer, arc stability, penetration. The powder in a MCW wire consists mostly of metal. Name 3 parts of the wire feed welder power source, wire feed, electrode holder cable assembly, spooled filler wire, regulator/flow meter, shielding gas, a cooling system if required. Amperage controls what? Burn off, penetration, voltage controls what? Arc stability, aids in starting the arc. What does the regulator do? The regulator brings the gas to a working level. What does the flow meter do? The flow meter controls how much gas flows to the gun. What governing body sets power source specifications? National Electrical Manufacturers Association, NEMA. What are the power sources rated based on? Amperage, voltage, duty cycle. What is the electrode extension range for self-shield FCW? 3/4 inch, 3/3/4 inch. Define, describe the GMAW process. GMAW, gas metal arc welding. Electric arc heats metal from an electrode, continuously fed, to join metals. Shielding gas prevents contamination from outside air. List 3 advantages of GMAW. Advantages: lower skill required, excellent for light gauge metals, good arc control for poor fit-ups, less heat input equals less distortion, high production rates, high deposition rates, no slag to remove, little post-weld cleanup. List 3 disadvantages of GMAW. Disadvantages: higher initial cost, requires more maintenance, lack of fusion, cannot be used outdoors, drafty locations, high radiant energy, wire feeder must be in close proximity. One of the main advantages of metal core wire is, high deposition rate. What are the principles of FCW? Uses a flux core arc to join metals, electrode consumable, continuously fed, settings maintained by the operator. Shielding gas can be obtained from an external source or and from within the electrode. A welding machine that produces an almost horizontal slope is a constant voltage. What type of amp curve does a constant current machine produce? Drooping. What is a common power source on GMAW welding machines? Constant voltage. Constant voltage machines produce a, relatively flat volt, amp curve, power source best suited for the short circuit mode of metal transfer is a, constant voltage power source. How can air quality be affected when welding with shielding gases? Can cause displacement of oxygen, oxygen deficiency. GMAW is recommended for use on which of the following metals? A. Stainless steel, B. Aluminum, C. Copper alloys, D. Carbon and low alloy steels, E. All of the above. The MCAW process uses the same equipment as, FCAW. How are wire feed guns rated? By current carrying capacity, GMAW may be used in semi-automatic and automatic operation modes, true. Major factor in choosing air-cooled gun/water-cooled gun is current/voltage. A potential source of chemical fumes when welding is, chlorinated degreasing solvents. The use of shielding gases increases the need for, ventilation. What color should your welding clothing be and why? Dark colored, to reduce reflected light. Name 3 advantages of FCAW. The deposition rate is greater than SMAW. There is a high operator factor, easily mechanized. The visible arc is easy to use. The weld deposits are high quality. Name 3 disadvantages of FCAW. Equipment is more expensive to purchase. More smoke and fumes are generated. Wire feeder must be in close proximity. Equipment is more complex/requires more maintenance. How does a push-pull system work? Feeders in the gun pull the wire while simultaneously pushing the wire from the feeder. What does a push-pull system allow for? Allows for greater machine-to-work distances. Where are the drive rolls located in a pull system? In the gun, what type of wires is the pull system preferred for? Small diameter or soft electrode wires. How are filler wires made? Drawn into continuous lengths from the same batch to keep a uniform chemical composition. What range of diameters can wires come in? 0.5 mm, 3.2 mm, 0.020 inch 1/8 inch. Name 2 functions of the flux. Provides deoxidizers and scavengers to remove impurities, form a slag cover, prevent contamination, act as an arc stabilizer, add alloying elements, provide a shielding gas. What units does CSA measure tensile strength in? MPa, metric, megapascals. What units does AWS measure tensile strength in? Psi, imperial, pressure per square inch. What numbers do CSA use to classify welding position, and which one is which? 1. All positions. 2. Flat and horizontal. What numbers do AWS use to classify welding position, and which one is which? 0. Flat and horizontal. 1. All positions. Where in the wire does metal core wire carry current? The metal sheath, the outside. What type of penetration profile do MCAW wires create? Wide penetration profile. What shape of arc do MCAW wires create? A cone-shaped arc. 1222 arc volts is what mode of metal transfer? Short-circuit transfer. Describe the process of short-circuit metal transfer. Wire comes into contact with the workpiece. Magnetic buildup causes pinching effect separating the wire from the puddle. Start the process over. What is short-circuit metal transfer ideal for? Joining light gauge metals and poor fit-ups. What is the voltage range of globular transfer? 22 to 26 arc volts. What size are globules from globular transfer in relation to the wire diameter? Larger than the wire diameter. Why is globular transfer generally avoided in GMAW? Spatter problems and poor weld appearance. What is electrode extension? Distance from the end of the contact tip to the end of the electrode, what happens to the arc voltage when electrode extension increases? When extension increases, arc voltage lowers. What happens to the weld bead if your electrode extension increases? Lower arc voltage increases weld bead convexity. What process is the pulse arc generally used for? MCAW, positions other than flat and horizontal, what are inverter-type power sources capable of that makes them good for pulse arc transfer? Capable of very fast response times and accurate current control. What is the recommended distance for a push system? 15 feet. Where are the drive rolls located in a push system? In the wire feed unit. What does DCN stand for? Direct current electrode negative. What polarity is DCN? Straight polarity. Where is 2/3 of the arc energy in a DCN system? In the electrode. What does DCP stand for? Direct current electrode positive. What polarity is DCP? Reverse polarity. Where is 2/3 of the energy in a DCP system? In the workpiece. AC is not used a lot with wire feed welding due to its problems with arc stability. True. Which system has better penetration? DCP. How does a voltage sensing wire feeder work? Arc voltage change caused by the change in electrode extension is sensed by the motor drive, and it adjusts the wire speed to maintain the arc length. How does a constant speed wire feeder work? The system maintains the arc length by automatically adjusting the amperage output as the electrode extension changes. Define cryogenic liquid. A liquid with a normal boiling point below 151.11 degrees C, minus 240 degrees Fahrenheit, what is specific gravity? The ratio of gas mass in comparison to atmospheric air, true spray arc transfer cannot be obtained with mixes that contain more than what percentage of CO2? 15% CO2. When added to inert gases like argon, oxygen increases what welding puddle property? Puddle fluidity, C25, is what ratio of argon to CO2? 75% argon to 25% CO2. What is CO2 sold by? Weight. What is argon, helium, hydrogen, nitrogen sold by. Volume, meters cubed, or feet cubed, comma, why must CO2 be used in the vertical position? To prevent drawing of liquid CO2, atmospheric air contains what percentage of oxygen and nitrogen? -21% oxygen, 78% nitrogen. Name 2 things shielding gas can affect. Arc characteristics, depth of fusion, weld bead profile, weld speed, cleaning action, mode of metal transfer. Name 2 basic properties of a shielding gas. Specific gravity, ionized potential, thermal conductivity, dissociation and recombination characteristics, reactivity/oxidation potential. What is an inert gas? A gas that does not react or oxidize with other elements across the AR. What is a reactive gas? Gases that react with the filler and base metal. What is the specific gravity of argon? 1.38. What is thermal conductivity of a gas? Its ability to conduct heat. If a gas has a higher ionization potential, it requires more arc voltage to keep it ionized. This means more input into the base metal. Heat. Pure argon can cause what when welding? Undercut along the bead edges and an erratic arc. What is argon in its pure form mainly used for with GMAW? Welding non-ferrous metals, aluminum, magnesium, etc. The density of helium is 0.14 times that of air, so it requires gas flow rates of how many times more than argon when welding in the flat position? 2 to 3 more times. In the heat of the arc, CO2 has the ability to dissociate into what? Carbon monoxide.